Good evening. We have known for some weeks now that MSCI is moving to exclude certain crypto treasury companies from its indice listings. And unfortunately, that is, at least in the short term, going to mean some institutional money flowing out of the crypto markets. Some of that is going to be forced and some of that is going to be essentially decided if that was to happen. But Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy is pushing back on this. This news came out a couple of days ago, and I want to dive into that and the implications that that has for the market. First of all, let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin market as we see it right now, because we are currently trading at a price of $88,179. Pretty sedate, chilled out weekend trading conditions after some fairly hectic whipsaw maneuvers over the last few days towards the end of last week. We know that those were liquidation driven. Right now, liquidation risk in the market is pretty much symmetrical to the upside and to the downside. If we zoom that out to the 30-day time horizon, cumulative liquidation risk is still lying with a bias to the upside. More people short in the market right now, but as I said, chilled out trading over the last 24 hours. We're at something like a 27 on the Fear and Greed Index. But what I want to draw your attention to is this article here, reported by TipRanks. Okay, and we are talking about Michael Saylor takes a $2.8 billion stand as he defends strategy stock from index erasure. So, MSCI is preparing a $15 billion exit liquidity trap for crypto firms as Michael Saylor defends a $2.8 billion fortress against an index rule that could force the largest institutional sell-off in strategy's history. So context for this, MSCI, that is Morgan Stanley Capital International, is basically threatening to remove crypto asset treasury firms or certain crypto asset treasury firms from eligibility to be listed on their indices. Now, why is this important? It's important because certain passive funds, their rules for what can be included in that fund is contingent on those stocks, those assets being listed on indices managed by MSCI. So if MSCI was to say, okay, we can't have crypto treasury firms listed in this indice anymore, that would mean that certain ETFs, certain funds are going to have to rebalance and dump those stocks. And that would include MicroStrategy. Of course, MicroStrategy is the biggest crypto treasury company, right? The biggest company holding crypto on their balance sheet right now. Makes it less appealing to institutional investors who aren't necessarily bought into the future of crypto, right? The future of a crypto world in the same way that you or I might be. That might make it less appealing for them to be holding some of these stocks. And it might also make it less appealing for more institutions to want to hold Bitcoin, want to hold crypto on their balance sheets because of the reasons above, right? Because it would essentially make them no longer eligible for inclusion in these indices. MSCI is threatening to trigger a massive $15 billion forced selling event, right? That's what this article is talking about. The forced selling is the first point that I mentioned, right? Passive funds that would have to exclude crypto asset treasury companies from their roster of stocks, from their basket of stocks, if those stocks were no longer listed on the MSCI indices in question. The index giant is currently consulting on a controversial proposal to exclude crypto treasury companies from its global benchmarks. If implemented, the rule would effectively evict 39 companies, right? Not just MicroStrategy, currently 39 total companies with a combined float-adjusted market cap of $113 billion from the indices that passive funds are legally required to track. The impact would be centered squarely on Michael Saylor's strategy, which accounts for a staggering 74.5% of the total market cap at risk. Right, so you can see why this is a big deal, in particular for MicroStrategy, obviously the biggest crypto treasury company that there is right now. Analysts at JP Morgan estimate that Strategy alone could face $2.8 billion worth of outflows if it is stripped of its MSCI status, a move that would force massive institutional funds to dump shares regardless of the company's actual financial performance. And this is where the crux of this comes down to, right? Because essentially the exclusion would be on the basis simply that these companies are holding more than 50% of their treasury in crypto. It wouldn't actually come down to how those companies are run, right? The argument from MSCI is that they're behaving more like funds than they are behaving like operational companies. But the counter argument to that is, these are still regular companies, right? They're still companies with day-to-day operations. They're still productive, but they just so happen to be holding Bitcoin, crypto, in their treasuries. So Michael Saylor is championing the neutral arbiter standard. The pushback against MSCI has been swift, led by a coalition called Bitcoin for Corporations, which has already gathered over 1,200 signatures to halt the proposal. In a formal letter to the index provider, that is MSCI, Strategy argued that the policy change would bias MSCI against crypto as an asset class, rather than the company acting as a neutral arbiter of market value. Critics argue that using a single balance sheet metric, right, that is the crypto holdings, to disqualify a company is an unfair alchemy that ignores revenue, operations, and business models. The rule would remove companies even when their customers' revenue, operations, and business model remain unchanged, the group has stated, urging MSCI to withdraw the plan before its January 15 final decision. Asset manager Strive has also joined the defense, urging MSCI to let the market decide which companies belong in passive portfolios rather than imposing a top-down ideological filter. So, the pushback has been swift. The pushback is happening. Obviously, this would cause massive problems for Strategy, and that, in turn, even in isolation, would cause massive problems for the crypto markets. I mean, as you can see, regardless of any human decision-making process, any sort of sentiment, this would simply cause outflows because of those passive funds holding these crypto treasury firms. Massive problems for Strategy, as we know the investment model there is basically selling stock in order to buy Bitcoin for the treasury, and so the snowball goes. And we are, unfortunately, edging closer and closer to Michael Saylor's average acquisition price of about $75,000, $74,972 per Bitcoin to be exact. But there you go. Thought that was super interesting. Kind of predictable that there would be pushback on this. But we will find resolution on that fairly soon. I believe in January is when the final decision comes from MSCI. There you go, guys. Hope you found that interesting. Hope you found that entertaining. As always, nothing I say should be considered financial advice. Purely my opinion, shared with you just for entertainment purposes. But thank you so much for watching. Plenty more to come. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye.